Hello everybody, this is Sovereign. This is going to be the guide on ability combos of Earth Spirit. Earth Spirit is a very combo-reliant hero, and understanding how to use them effectively and what each one should be used for is very important to playing that hero. Hopefully after watching you'll understand, the different potential ability combos you have and when to use them. To start off, for ability combos, your combos are typically going to be used to conserve your stones. That's pretty much what they're used for, because you only get 6 of them at one time. And especially in a team fight, you can go through your stones very, very quickly if you're not careful. So you want to have as many as you can, and you want to try to get the most out of each one. If that means like reusing them after you've already used them, or just using multiple spells off the same one, you pretty much want to just maximize it. The most basic combo that you're going to be doing is kicking a stone and then pulling it back to you as it's traveling away from you. Because the kick goes, I believe it's 1800 distance. It's very long range. And oftentimes, once you kick a stone through and you stun someone, it's just going to be so far away from you that you can't use it again. So this is bad, because you want to ideally get multiple uses out of each one of your stones in a team fight, because this lets you get more rounds of your spells off, this lets you save your stones for the next fight as well. So the most basic combo is kicking a stone and then pulling it back. So what this lets you do is it lets you get both the damage of your stun and your silence from one stone, and it puts your stone back in front of you again, so you can potentially reuse it later in the fight. This one's actually really hard to do because you have to click on the stone mid-travel and pull it back to you. So the stone's pretty fast, and sometimes you're just gonna miss. Like, I still miss this combo. That's just how it is. Like, it's a very unreliable combo. I'd say you can successfully get it about 80% of the time, but sometimes you just miss just because ping delay, you get visioned, like the stone goes out of vision, or something like moves on top of the stone, so you click on whatever, like an enemy hero, or your friendly hero walks in front of you. It's probably one of his most unreliable combos, but it's the one you're going to be using most. That's pretty much it. Just kick the stone, pull it away from you. Go into a lobby, do it 10 or so times to get the hang of it. It requires pretty precise timing on when you click, because if you miss, the stone's just going to keep traveling and you won't get another chance to do it. This combo can also be followed up by a roll, because so for example, you kick it away from you, it stuns someone, you pull it back through them, and then of course the stone ends in front of you because you pull it to you. What then you can also do is immediately roll into it, which will both give you the roll speed, the slow, and because the person you kicked it into is probably going to be stunned when you pull it back, you'll pretty much automatically just hit them with the roll just because they'll be stunned. So you can get all 3 of your spells out of one stone, and you can put yourself on top of someone who's already stunned to be in position to magnetize. This is pretty much going to be your bread and butter initiation team fight. You're going to use this a lot. Sometimes just kick pull if you're too low to actually roll into them, or if your ult's on cooldown or you just don't want to go in. Kick pull is fine. You can extend that with a roll afterward to initiate a fight or to get in to magnetize. That's pretty much it. Other combos you can do is, if you start a roll, there's a charge up time where you just kind of roll in place for a little bit before you actually go forward. What you can do is you start your roll and you put a stone down in front of whoever you're going to roll onto and pull it to you, because you can cast spells mid-roll. You start rolling, put a stone down as it's charging up, and you pull it to you. So what this will do is it'll pull the stone through whoever you're trying to roll at. It'll land in front of you as you're rolling. It will like travel toward you, and you'll travel toward the stone and whoever is silenced. And then it will give you the speed up of the roll and the slow. So you'll get both the silence and the slow and the speed of the rolling boulder, and you'll end up on top of whoever you silence. That's ideal. This is kind of your second most used initiation combo. If either you don't need to use your stun, for example, if they're already stunned, this is a good combo to get yourself in, or if you need to save the stun for them TPing away from you, and you can reliably hit this combo. It's a little bit less reliable. It doesn't have as much human error as the kick pull roll combo does, because you're not trying to grip a stone that's already moving. The only error can be like if the enemy moves, because there's nothing actually holding them in place while you roll at them. So this one is going to be mostly used either from fog or when the enemy is going up for a last hit, or if the enemy's already stunned. Other combos you can do is you can actually cast spells mid-roll. This one is pretty specific. You're not going to be using it a lot. It does have its place, and you'll sometimes use it, but basically what you can do is if you cast your roll, you can put, for example, when you roll and you want to get the long roll out, you're going to roll and you're going to put a stone in front of you. That's how it works. So then you roll into it, you'll get the speed up, and you'll go forward. And ideally, you'll hit someone and you'll slow them. But what you can do is if you put 2 stones, like you'll put a stone down, you'll roll into it, and then if you put a new stone down on the path of your roll, you can cast your stun during the roll. So the stun and your roll will hit them at the same time. This is really good for getting people who are running away from you. For example, like this is mostly used when defending towers. Just because, like, for example, when you go to defend your tower from the enemy, they're probably going to try to run from you, which basically means it's going to be really hard to hit a roll because you're probably going to be in vision. And it's kind of hard to hit a kick because they're going to see it coming. So what you can do is you can roll at them and then just kick a stun at them mid-roll. So what this lets you do is you'll close the distance to them very quickly. You'll probably not hit the roll because they'll move it, but you'll hit the follow-up stun because you'll roll into them, which puts you closest to them. You'll not hit them, and then you can follow that up with a stun very quickly, like where they can't react to it because you'll roll close to them. Those are pretty much the 3 most used combos. Other stuff with stone combos isn't really like conserving your stones and combos. It might just be like, keep track of where your remnants are. They're like a third resource to you. Most heroes have health and mana. Earth Spirit has health, mana, and stone remnants. So it's just another resource to keep track of. And especially, always in a team fight especially, remember where your stones are. And just subconsciously be thinking about where the stone will be. Because sometimes, a lot of times, like if you kick a stone past someone, and it stuns them, and then it just kind of goes off into some other random place on the map. Oftentimes, what I'll be thinking is like, where is the stone? Because if the enemy tries to retreat along that path, I can then use that stone again to potentially stun them again or roll over it. And those are pretty important because oftentimes, like, I still have situations where it's like, oh man, if I had one more stone, I could have killed that guy. Or, oh man, if I had one more stone, I could have canceled that guy's TP. Or, like, those happen a lot. So every stone that you can save can change a game. So not only is it important to memorize your combos, but memorize conserving stones. Remember where your stones are and just try to reuse them as much as you can. Because oftentimes it's worth it to sacrifice a little bit of your time moving yourself if you can reuse an extra stone, because that stone will always be worth the extra effort you go through to get it. So that's all for the video about combos. Hopefully after watching this, you'll understand the different combos, when to use them, how to appropriately use them, and what the combos hope to accomplish. If you have any questions, comments, criticisms, feel free to leave in the comment section below. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye.